Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am back with part 3 of the Black Swan digital download that we are turning into a massive 3 signature junk journal. So again, we have our 3 signatures sewn in. I've learned that it's difficult for my eyes to see black paper in a black book. But we got through it. Yay. Painfully. Yay. We've created different pockets. We've started creating some ephemera, whether it's the tags or belly bands. So in the last video, we created, I created this belly band kind of pocket type image that's going to go on one of the pages, and then I created these 2 tags. Now for this one, I've got a pocket here, and I think that's it. Yeah, I just have a pocket here for smaller tags. I just added some ribbon to the top of them, and these are the 3 ribbons that I'm going to go with. I thought this color was perfect. It's almost like a ballet pink. Oh, and then this one, that's right, I have a side tuck there when it comes to that one. So I'm just keeping them in this envelope instead of putting them into the book. The only ones that I'm putting in the book are the ones that I'm wrapping around to add decoration, and this is going to be one of them. So I'm going to take this, and I figured since I'm really kind of down with the paper, I can use my tear ruler here as best as I can. But I want this ribbon going down. I do not know why I have such a trouble with that. Well, it's me. So, and now what I want to do is I want to fold this in half, and I'm going to put it on one of my pages to over the fold. That's what I'm looking to do. So I want to make sure that I've got this even, and that is perfect. Going to put a nice crease down it, and I am going to bring in my vintage photo. And now that I stuck my entire finger in there, you know, we have to get into our work, right? Just saying. And I'm just going to go around all of the edges. And again, this is just to add decoration. I want this, my primary focus for this junk journal, it's a gift for my sister, like I'm sure I said in previous videos, and I'm going to go to the second one on this one, and I just want to embellish the pages. I want her to be able to add anything she wants to these pages. I want her to have a lot of space to write. And that's what this is primarily going to be. So yes, there's going to be tags. Yes, there's going to be pockets, but not as much as what you may think. Because I'm going to wrap this around a piece of paper, I am going to use my Fabri-Tac, because there is less warping when I use this. All right, now I'm going to lift that page up, and I'm going to put this in, and I'm just going to push that along the edge. And then I want to come in with my brayer. So now I'm going to add my Fabri-Tac again. And I'm going to come down the edge. And I'm going to open up that page and push down. I'll add my brayer. And now I'm going to put that fold back in. And that's when I will come back in with my paper creaser. And what that does is when it's opened, you've got just, if only if you were on camera, could you see it? Once it's open, you have some decoration. And when it's closed, again, it's adding some decoration just to the end of the page. When that book, when you've got all of these pages, it just adds something a little bit extra to it. Okay, so one of the other things that we can do is we can create journal cards. Now I still have a lot of tags to do, which I definitely want to do those. But I have some great journaling cards and I want them to go on brown cardstock, such as this. So I'm going to ink around the edges. And then I'm going to put this down. Now again, these are just simple journaling cards. Again, these are things that can be secured in other areas of the book. They can be clipped in. They can be stapled in. However, the recipient wants them to be. Now, I'm giving this a pretty big border. And there's a reason for that. And what I'm going to pull in now are my deckle-edged scissors. My deckle-edged scissors will handle this paper beautifully. When I use them, though, on copy paper, they seem to be very temperamental, which is fine. They can be. But I know I can use them on this paper. They also get temperamental when I forget to clean up the glue that oozes out. Now, I don't know what's going on here because there's no glue there. It's all right. I can just continue to work this. Wow. The gadgets. I cannot wait for Tim Holtz to release his deckle-edged trimmer. I am very much looking forward to that. It looks like September, where I'm looking at that I've placed it on hold for right now. There we go. And this is light enough that we can journal on that side as well. So that's what I want to do with those. I just need to grab some more. Oh, here we go. Some more craft cardstock. Thought I had a stack of it. It's kind of like the vintage photo. It doesn't go too far away from me. Maybe I will have better luck if I use my glue stick. And I'll put that down instead. And again, I'm just going to give myself a big enough border that I can cut. Oops. Always want to go around, even though these are not coffee dyed and some of the pages are. I think I'm just going to do all of them because I am going to set all of these up as journal cards along with the larger ones. It's just something that she would be able to maneuver around. I think a lot of the pieces for this junk journal for me, I think there's only, honestly, in what I'm thinking about, there's only going to be probably 2 to 3 pockets in each signature. So there's not going to be many pockets or tucks. If anything, there's going to be more banners, you know, more items like that. And I'll be making more paper clips, designs, and stuff like that for this journal so that she can, you know, add those items. So just something a little bit different. I mean, I love making the ephemera very much, but there are times when I'm creating these that I don't want it to be wall to wall with ephemera, because then I just won't have the room for writing. So I am just going to cut around each of these with my decal edge scissors that I'm going to try to win. But that's okay. Alright, so that's what it is. I'm going too close to the edge. Those scissors, they're very temperamental. And I mean temperamental. But that's okay. Nothing is to look perfect. There we go. And then our last few here. And when you get too close to the edge, kind of wants to say, nope. Okay, so very quick and easy, those are done. Now these will flatten out once they dry, and I am going to go over the edge of the cardstock as well on both sides. Just to give it more color. Now, again, I'm a fan of the vintage photo, but by all means, you can use other colors when it comes to your distressing. There was a Christmas journal, junk journal that I did within my 2019 Christmas series. I do a Christmas series every year, and now I add a junk journal into that along with my cards and ornaments and tags. Oh my. And I did actually that time use black soot for my distressing. You know, again, black soot, Santa, down the chimney, black soot. Why not? Yes, everyone expressed opinions on that. Oh my. So, these are our simple, just journaling cards that we can set. Now, where I'm looking to put those actually, remember when we created our separation for our signatures, this black cardstock, there were areas where we're going to have a pocket, like this one. So these, I'm looking to put those in there, because I'll also have one on this side. I've just got to put the glue down on that, and then now I'm going to have some in here, and then I think, yeah, and there's also going to be one here, and then there's one on the inside of that. So these are absolutely throughout. This one just got caught with the sewing that I did do, but you can see they can hold a lot right in there. So they're like little tiny pockets. And then I think there's one, yeah, there's one in the back as well. So that's where I plan on putting those. Now there's also these large ones that are here. So these I think will be fun to make also, only because they are great, you know, cards. Now I think actually for these, I'm going to use a ballet pink cardstock. Again, just to give it that little bit of difference, but I don't want to cut in, although this one would be kind of cool. If I cut that black off, just give it a little bit of a border. So now we have a different size on that one. I want to keep that. Keep that. Love that. Yep, love that one too. Love that one too. Yep. And yep. So this is the only one that I changed. And I'll keep that little scrap. But I do want a ballet pink. Just a soft pink. Let's see. And I think these are actually the same thing. Yep. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm actually going to measure these. So these are 4. So this is going to be Not sure what I want to do here. I know these are going to be journaling cards. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I am going to sew around those. So this is actually close to 4. So I'm going to cut this 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. So 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. And then that should work. Yes. And I am going to sew all of these on to the pink cardstock. Let's see. So same thing, 4 1/4 by 6 3/4. 4 1/4 by 6. What I'll do is I'll put a mark. And we'll see if that works. Why not? Yeah, that's going to work. And I think these are all going to be. Yep. 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 So I'm measuring the width. These are all 4 1/4. So now this, that's 6 3/4. Okay, well that was easy. So 6 3/4, so I'm going to say 4 1/4 I need to cut off of this. Now if I take that from 11, that should be, and there we go. And I should be able to get 2 from this side. Because again, 8 1/2 divided by 2 is 4 1/4. So instead of cutting the way that I was, I'm now cutting better. So now if I take 6 3/4, I'm going to say 1 3/4. Let's see if I'm right. So now if I take this piece, I believe I'm going to be right. Okay, my brain must be working today. Yes. And now I have better scrap. Okay, so let's try that again. So I'm going to cut 4 1/4. And then I'm going to cut 4 1/4 again across this piece, because this piece already measures 6 3/4. Now I just like to confirm by putting my pieces on. And now I'm going to put this in. This is the other way that we could do this. And there we go. So now I have the backs for all of those. So off camera, I'll sew them, and I'll also go around the edges with some ink. Now I do have some pieces of ephemera here too, which is really good because I can use them to spruce up those pieces. I can add some collaging to them. I can add some dimensions to them. So I do have these as well, which of course I definitely do want to use, because I do love to collage, just to get those levels on there. Where are we at? Okay, we're halfway through. All right, so let's have some fun with some tags. We can keep going with those. Oh, that one's beautiful. So is that one. My goodness, you just don't have to do anything to that. It is absolutely gorgeous. And same thing with this one. She's even done some of the collaging. It looks like those, this reminds me of those paper dolls. And I know I did that one as well. So I think I'm just going to do these three for right now. And I'm going to set those aside. I do want to set these onto some black cardstock again. And again, I am going to sew these on as well. So when I do that, I just put a strip of glue stick down so that it will hold, but I'll be able to sew around and it won't get all up in my needle, because I don't want that to go all over the place on my needle. And I'm going to do that with these journaling cards that we were able to get a simple pink background in place. And again, it just holds them. And I'm not too concerned if I have more of a border on some than others, because again, that just adds, and it's more space to write or to add photos. And that's the beauty of these. You can either add photos or you can journal. That's why I like doing these big cards, because they have choices on what they want to do and how they want to fill them in. Yeah, I'm not a neat crafter. I'm just saying, things just often fly all over the place. In fact, I think I'm going to put that one down lower so that I have like a top border of pink, and then our last one. All right, and then I'm just going to find a piece of black cardstock. So that I can mount this last one. And I'm going to put that right there. And I will cut that away so that it's not so much in the machine. Save that scrap. And same thing. Save these for pieces to add. All right, I will be right back and show you what these all look like sewn together. Okay, so here are the majority. So this is what they look like. I did some of the zigzag along with the straight stitch, and I just went once around. This one I just did straight stitch all the way around. This one I left an opening, so if I wanted to, I could have a secret message there if I wanted. I just did some zigzag along the top there, and then just around the corners. And then this is just going straight. And then these are the tags. And now what I can do with the tags, and I will make sure that those are over there, I can just cut and trim right along the edge of these to still have that border. And I'll cut along there. And that's my cat you hear in the background. And those are those two tags. And then same thing on this one. So we're just gathering up all of my ephemera, and I think I'll leave that one the way that it is for this one. And I think I've got a lot going on. Now I'll add some what do you call it? Some holes up on top, reinforcements, add some ribbons. These I'm just going to let stay the way that they are. Just getting the bases done so that I can just keep on adding to them. And I keep putting them in this envelope. And when this envelope is nice and chunky, then that's when we will go back to the book and keep adding. Adding those images to it. For these images here, I think these are going to be a major part. I think these two actually. Well, this one actually. I think these two are going to be a major part of the cover. You know, again, the whole concept of the black swan. So I'm probably going to, now there's a halo around this, which makes it a little bit easier to cut out, but I am going to fussy cut her and also this beautiful feather, and I think somehow these two are going to cross over for the cover. This is just a beautiful paper doll that I will probably put on one of my own tags, you know, blank tags or pocket or piece that I will put together. So we will continue through this. Again, I've got all kinds of tags. And what I'm going to start doing is, now that I've got those tags, even though I have these papers, I'm going to continue to go through these papers to make those borders, or to actually have these edges coming off of the papers. And that's what I'll be using these for, to help collage. You know, like having her fussy cut and then having her sit on top of that with a black border around it and so forth. So again, just trying to keep some of the videos just a little bit, you know, not as long, but trust me, I will be going back to the extremely long videos once again. They're just easier to do. But what I really wanted to show here is, through your digital journal kits, there are ephemera pieces that are already created, 9 out of 10 from the designer of the kit. And simply by cutting them out, and whether you want to sew or not, that's up to you. You can glue it down onto a piece of cardstock, or you can sew. Whichever one you want to do, that's fine. But all of the work is right there. You can see all of the collaging. You really don't have to add too much to that, or any more to it. That is one of the things that is great and convenient. They do all of the work for you, and these designers, they do beautiful work when it comes to their digital collections. I'll just go off and show a few things that I do with them by tearing them, by using these background papers in different ways. So I pretty much have all of my journaling cards already done, with the ones that were shown that I sewed together, and then those square ones. They're all the journal cards that I'm going to have. So I hope I am giving you some ideas, maybe some tips and tricks along the way when it comes to either using a digital kit or using scrapbook paper or just creating your own junk journal. You can use anything that you want, and anything from your stash would make it even better and more special. All the products that I use, especially the kit, will be listed down below in the video description. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave that as well, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I am truly grateful that you took this time to stop by to check this video out. I do hope you'll stick around and subscribe to see all of the other videos that are available for your view. I hope everyone is having a great day. Continue to stay safe and healthy, but remember what's most important to me always and every day. Always be creative. Till next time.